Hello and welcome back. Let's go to Lukang. Well, we have made it. We are in Lukang, and what took about 20 seconds in the video for you actually took me well over an hour driving through the pouring rain on my scooter. Why I choose to came on the scooter, I have no idea. I think somebody told me that parking my car would be difficult, so anyway, here we are in Lukang, wet but ready for a fun day. But firstly, let me introduce myself to anybody that is new to the channel. My name is Alan, and this channel is all about me sharing my interesting life as a foreigner living here in Taiwan. And I love sharing little tidbits of Taiwanese culture with you, my beautiful audience. And today is definitely a huge day on the Taiwanese cultural calendar, as today is Dragon Boat Festival. Oh my goodness, the rain here is insane. This video is supposed to be about Dragon Boat Festival, but I feel it's going to be more about the rain that has just absolutely almost washed everything away. Anyway, yes, as I say, Dragon Boat Festival, or 端午节as it's known here in Taiwan, is celebrated on the 5th day of the 5th month of the lunar calendar. And as such, it changes dates in the Gregorian calendar every year. This year, June 18th, Dragon Boat Festival. And to celebrate it with you, my awesome team, VVVIP, I have brought you here to the biggest festival in Taiwan, the Dragon Boat Festival of Lukang. Absolutely soaked. Now, apologies for the music in the background if that's picking up on the microphone, but this is a festival in Taiwan and the beautiful music is always a part of it. Now, we're actually sat next to the river where the dragon boat races actually take place, so I thought while we're here we can do some learning and we can find out what exactly is Dragon Boat Festival and what's the story it comes from. Well, it actually commemorates the death of a guy named Chu Yuan, and from all accounts I've read, it sounds like he was a pretty good guy. A poet, a minister, and a cadet member within the royal house of Chu during the Zhou dynasty. And he was very close to the king of the Chu state. But things got a little bit messy when the king of the Chu state was trying to form an alliance with another state and believed that Chu Yuan had betrayed him and actually banished him from the state. Eventually, in despair, Chu Yuan gave up the fight. Eventually, in despair, Chu Yuan gave up his fight and committed suicide by drowning himself in the Miluo River. As he was such a bloody nice guy and had so many supporters in the town, they all tried to race out in their boats to save him from drowning. Oh God. He had a lot of supporters in the town, and they all raced out in their boats to try and save him. Unfortunately, they couldn't, and he died. But that event of them all racing out into the river in their boats became what was known as Dragon Boat Festival. Okay, so right behind me is the location where the races start. And it seems like there's going to be races all day. In fact, since I've been here, there's been about 20 different races. And it's pretty awesome because men, women, school children all have their own individual competitions. And it looks like a pretty big deal. Now, the interesting thing for me is that I very rarely see team spirit or sports here in Taiwan. But here with the Dragon Boat races, it is insane. There's a lot of chanting, a lot of support, lots of high fives and general team spirit and passion floating around. It's really good to see. Now, you may be asking, why Lukang? Why this quaint little town in central Taiwan here in Jianghua County is the focus of the Dragon Boat Festival for Taiwan? Well, after a little bit of research online, I discovered that Lukang used to be a rather large hub for trade, especially with another country on the other side of the Taiwan Strait. And legend has it that a guy called Lin Pin, he was the owner of Zhimao Company, which was an international trading company. And he was the richest man in Lukang. And once he discovered a stowaway, a poor beggar that had stowed away on one of his ships and come across the Taiwan Strait into Lukang. But rather than punish the guy or call the police, he took pity on this stowaway and offered him a meal, generally looked after him. Now, this stowaway unexpectedly became one of the most ferocious pirates in the area, and always remembered this guy from Lukang that had looked after him once he'd stowed away into Taiwan. And as a result of this, he fell in love with Lukang, and he issued robbery exemption tickets to anybody that lived in Lukang. So if you were sailing around Lukang and you were from Lukang and pirates tried to hijack your ships, you could give them one of these robbery exemption tickets and they wouldn't rob you, wouldn't hurt you. All because of this story in the past where the guy had stowed away, been looked after by the businessman from Lukang. Amazing, right? Jiayo! Looks like that team got their asses kicked. Never mind, all good fun. Anyway, so yes, that's the story of Lukang. And actually thinking about it, I'm not too sure how that's linked to the dragon boats, but that's the story that I found online. Maybe you know more than me, so let me know in the comment section if you know any better than me as to why Lukang is specifically chosen for these dragon boat races. Anyway, enough talking for now. I'm hungry. Okay, so lesson for the day is almost over, but there is one more thing I want to share with you from this festival, and that is this. This is zhongzi. In English, it's known as a rice dumpling or a sticky rice dumpling, and it's made from a glutinous rice, often wrapped up in a bamboo leaf. usually wrapped in a bamboo leaf into a pyramid tetrahedral shape and then boiled or steamed. And just like everything else, there's a story behind this too, which I'll come to in a moment, but first, I want to get stuck in as I am starving. That was delicious, and people actually eat zongzi by the dozen here. And it's actually quite normal for friends and families or even co-workers to prepare a big batch of zongzi at home and then take them to work, take them to their friends, visit their family, and deliver them as a kind of gift at this time of year. Now, back to that story. Remember that guy I told you about earlier called Chu Yuan, the guy who jumped into the river? Well, when those boats raced out to try and save him, of course they couldn't save him, they couldn't find his body, but what they did do was they threw rice packets into the river. Now, these rice packets were not for him, of course, but their thinking was, throw the rice packets into the river, the fish will eat the rice and will not eat Chu Yan's body. And this action of throwing the zongzi into the river, I think long ago people used to replicate it, but now, due to the waste of food that it entails, people don't do it, they just enjoy the delicious taste of zongzi at Dragon Boat Festival in commemoration of that pretty cool guy, Chu Yan. Anyway, enough talking, let's get back to the river, see some more dragon boat races. Okay, so time for me to wrap up this video now. Looks like there's another race just about to start as I'm finishing off the video. That makes a nice backdrop for you. I have had so much fun here in Lukang. It is really a beautiful little town that I can imagine is quite sleepy and relaxed during most of the year, but it definitely comes alive during this festival. People absolutely everywhere. Before I go, I want to say a really big thank you to my patrons, Ian and Larry and Lorna and William and V-Man. I really appreciate your support. If Patreon is something you want to take a look at, there'll be a link in the description below, but I won't go on about it too much, just enough to say thanks to those guys. But as always, thanks so much to every member of Team VVVIP. I really appreciate every one of you being here, and you are making this YouTube journey for me so much more special. In fact, I asked William for a Team VVVIP code word that I can put at the end of the video so that everybody can comment below with the code word to show that you've watched the end of the video. And this
8, 0, hello, 5,
is what he came up with. Absolutely random, no idea where it came from, but that's the code word for today's video. Comment it below and I'll know that you are 100% Team VVVIP. And if you do, I'll say a big hello to you in my next Instagram video. So if that's the kind of thing that excites you, write the code word below. If not, don't worry about it. Anyway, thanks again guys. I really appreciate having every single one of you here watching, sharing this journey with me and my life in Taiwan. Really time for me to say goodbye now. I'll see you next time in my life in Taiwan.